Welcome to the Whitelines 100, and we've got a brand new entry to the top 100 for 2025-26 from Rome. This is the Boneless. Now, Rome have built this, really interestingly, as a new take on freestyle flexing for all mountain versatility. It's got a flex pattern of 5, which, let's face it, no one makes anything between 1 and 4. That just basically says I'm overcooked spaghetti. And no one ever makes 9s or 10s either. So you're working on a scale between 5 and 8, I always think. And the 5 it's pretty soft, but critically, you've got these classic Omega rods here. In this Boneless, though, they're not carbon. They're made out of bamboo. You've got one at each end. This is a true twin. But interestingly, it's got a little bit of 3D shaping on the nose. So the nose is a little bit spooned up. And together, that gives it a really, really playful profile. Try saying that quickly. So I think what we're expecting from this, it's not going to be a really stiff, hard-charging, big jump board. This is potentially an out-and-out park, butter, and street board. Very, very soft, very, very playful, really malleable, and a lot of fun at low speeds. Ronan Thompson's going to take it for a lap through Cadrona, and then I'm going to take it for a lap up in the heli with Southern Lakes. Let's see how it gets on. Boneless 156. Look at this, big open face now. For a twin tip, it's going pretty well, but still very, very smooth. This is glorious. Let's see if we can get the older. Woo, the powder butter. Bit of a bump over here. See if we can send it. Yeah, you definitely feel everything. That softness at speed means any imperfection in the snow is there, but a little ramp, whoop, landing on tussock. Any imperfection is amplified by that soft flex, but it feels so beautiful. Well, that was a lot of fun. 2 laps through Cadrona on the Rome Boneless 156.
Yeah.
Flex pattern is 5 on this, and Rome have set it up as a new take on freestyle flexing, all mountain versatility. Essentially saying a softer flex fun machine.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun machine. It's it's a super playful board, and I love that about it.
In the powder, I'll put the caveat in right from the start. I love a stiff board. The stiffer the better, generally. And I found it a little bit unstable and jittery at speed in powder. But watching you on it here and slow it down a little bit and stab some of those pockets, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is take it for a few runs at the start, get used to that flex pattern. And one of the things I think a lot of people will really like is this bamboo rod coming through the middle. So as you get used to that flex pattern popping off the jumps on the rails, it has a lot of nice sort of bring back in that structure.
You can get a bit of wang out of it.
Exactly, yeah. It keeps a good pop with it, yeah.
Yeah, so even though you're at the softer end of the spectrum in terms of the board flex, because no, I've never seen anyone make a 3 or a 4. 5 tends to be the lowest anyone goes. So you're not losing that pop integrity though, once you've got that bamboo hot rod through there. Looked like you had a lot of fun on the rails with this, really locked in.
Yeah, I think for people looking to do pressed out blunts and tail presses, nose presses, and butters as well, it's perfect in that sense. I definitely found it struggles a bit more on the big jumps with speed, as we talked about before.
Yeah, but that's the trade-off. If you're going for a softer board, then you're going to get something really playful, but you're going to give up that hold that you get landing big drops, or the stability you have charging 45 k's an hour into a 30-meter tabletop. So I think intermediate resort riders, this is going to be beautiful. And as you progress, if you're into softer, more playful boards, then this one is going to tick so many boxes for you. A beautiful piece of kit. Welcome to the workshop where it's time for a little bit of a geek out. Jazz hands. We're actually not going to do that much of a geek out on this board. It is, to all intents and purposes, it could be mistaken for a beginner intermediate park and resort board because it's at the lower end of the price spectrum. I think $530 US, 500 euros. But as we set up on the hill, these Omega hot rods that we've got locked in here, part of the only tech this board's really got, apart from the 3D shaping here and here, a bit like the battalions where the wide points of the board are lifted up. Those 2 points are the only tech really worth talking about. But those Omega hot rods critically add a little bit of snap, a little bit of pop to this board that would otherwise be a very well-behaved beginner intermediate all-mountain park board. But with those Omega hot rods, it really puts it into a different bracket. You've got a bit of life there. And that means if you're a creative, playful rider who doesn't need a really stiff board that's going to launch off everything or pop into the stratosphere, if you've got more of a Sleepy Stevens, Scott Stevens vibe where you want to butter off stuff, arc some little turns, find some pockets, shape that board to rails and get really, really creative, then this board will follow you all the way. So it's a really nice genre of board, this one, but it's for a very specific type of rider. I think beginner, intermediate, resort board, it's going to be amazing. But I think if you want to push with something really creative and you love a soft, playful board, then the Rome Boneless could be for you.